Welcome back and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Powerhouse Financial Show, where we talk about all things financial literacy and real estate, life insurance with living benefits. I want you to give yourself a round of applause because you are taking the first steps that you need by listening to this broadcast to create the legacy that you deserve. And I'm so excited to be here. We have Iris Santiago.
Hello, Chicago, Indiana. Faith looking beautiful like always.
Oh, I love it.
It's
I love
amazing
it.
to be in the studio with you today, darling.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are also on Facebook Live, guys. So if you are tuning in on Facebook Live, we so appreciate you guys for joining us. And we are excited. And Iris, we got some heavy stuff to talk about today.
We do. Today is powerful.
Yes.
We got some subjects, but you want to talk about the Bible verse for today, Miss Faith Washington? We got.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Deuteronomy 1:8. I love this. It says, "See, I have set the land before you.
Ooh.
Go and take possession of the land that the Lord swore to your fathers through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them and to their offspring after them." And what I'm talking about today is how do we go from the realities of where we are to where the future says we're going to go, and how as a society in the Black and brown community, representing the African American Latino community, how do we go from what they say we're worth to where they say we're going, talking about the Latino African spending power in America, the debt in America, what the income household is looking like.
Oh, yeah.
And something that you brought to my attention is, according to Forbes, is the future net worth of the Black and brown community.
And this is heavy.
It's a heavy day, y'all.
It's heavy, so this topic may be a little offensive. So if your skin is a little thin, I want you to go ahead and turn to a different station, because you know what? The reality, Iris, is somebody got to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Somebody got to bring the word to the people. And we're going to bring you the heat today. So, Iris, I read an article, and it said by the year 2054, African American net worth is going to be at nearly zero. The median household income for African Americans is going to be at nearly zero. And then the Latino community is going to follow 20 years thereafter.
Absolutely. And you guys, you got to understand, they're looking at projections. They're looking at how many children we're having. They're looking at the type of jobs that we have. And so a lot of times people say, well, how do you get a negative net worth? When your liabilities are greater than your assets,
Absolutely.
Now your net worth is on a decline or negative. Meaning, if you have a mortgage, if you have credit card debt, if you have an auto loan with the balance on it, and you find yourself in a position where that is greater than all the income you have in the bank, everything that you have as far as equity, the balance of what you owe on the mortgage is higher than what you have in equity, you're in the negative. Can you talk a little bit about what the negative equity in a house can do for a person?
Okay, so Iris, you know what? What I like to say is, you are born looking like your mother and father, but you die looking like your decisions.
Ooh.
So if you have,
say that again, please. She's over here preaching, y'all.
If you are born looking like your mother and father, but you die looking like your decisions.
My God.
Okay, so what we want to do is make better decisions, and we're going to start. We're going to start off by getting a better income.
Listen
and
to me.
More assets.
I'm telling you, and here's the crazy part about the statistics: we're still having the most children compared to every other demographic, right? And as long as we have that power, that means that we have a greater chance statistically, because of the numbers we're about to share with you guys. I always tell this, Faith, if you're lost, what's the first thing the GPS has to do?
It has to locate you.
So you got to locate yourself.
You got to locate yourself, and then you can make a decision. So we're going to be breaking down the Latino statistics, and then also the African American statistics in comparison, because we are the minority as it sits right now. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And our goal is to help these people get on track. And as you guys may know, I am also African American. I am proud to be African American.
Yes, ma'am. And as you guys know, both of my parents were born in Puerto Rico, was raised by a grandfather who was Mexican, and my children are Black and Puerto Rican. So I can speak on growing up in the Black and brown community and how the Afro-Latino communities that are mixed with African American and European blood, and that's what consists of the Puerto Rican community. I never understood racism. We're so much more together than we think, and we have so much more in common, especially when you live in a country where there's so much diversity.
Absolutely.
And everyone's pretty much a big mutt.
Absolutely. We're all mixed in together. So, but as it stands, the statistic says for Black households, our spending power is $1.6 trillion. $1.6 trillion.
So let's break that down. So that is the amount of income that somebody could spend on purchases and goods. That is the amount of income available that could be used through credit cards, through cash liquids, through Bitcoin, any monetary system. There's purchasing power. So wow, that is
a lot.
Say that again.
That's a lot. 1.6 trillion for the African American community. However, we have the least assets. That means that we are not buying assets, and assets are things that are going to pay you consistently, whether you sleep, whether you deceased, it'll pay your generations to come. That's how you create generational wealth. So we are not buying assets. We're buying Jordans.
You know what?
Right?
And we're going to talk about that too, because for the Latino spending power, can you believe it's $3.4 trillion?
Holy smokes. That is a lot. See, I had no idea.
You guys, you can look in some of the sources, obviously CNN, Statista.com, right? These are some really good sources that Forbes is we're using. So we're getting credible sources. We're not giving you numbers just straight off our phones or ideas. These are proven research companies that have done a lot with the Census Bureau, working with the government to find out. And this is why it's so important too. And this is why the Black and brown community, we need to participate in politics and decision making.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to make statistics and demographics on your behalf. Exactly. And if you don't give them the right answers and you don't participate in what you think is a boring survey, it's really trying to help us understand if we're growing, because if you ain't growing, you're dying.
You're dying, and we want to grow. So the main point of this conversation today is to bring enlightenment. What is God saying about this subject? What is man saying about this subject? And we are here to enlighten you and bring you the information. Bring the heat to the streets. We need to know this stuff.
And that gospel, that financial gospel to your home.
Absolutely.
And for those who say, you know what, how do I get connected with a financial coach? How do I learn how to increase my income and assets? You need a group of individuals that have done it. You're talking to two people brought up on the system. We understand welfare.
Absolutely.
We weren't kids that came from wealth. We never knew what a trust fund was. We never were given a life insurance proceed. Many of us have seen funerals that people had to raise money for.
Absolutely.
So we're coming from a place of pain so we can get to a place of pleasure.
Exactly.
And I truly believe that God's people, that's why we start off in the beginning with that faith, because it is God's joy. It is his will. Think of any good father. Would you want your children to suffer? Would you want your children to be in a position where they're playing behind the 8 ball, when they're in a position to own the land?
Exactly. When we are the people, the forefathers, we are considered the forefathers of the generations that are coming behind us. So we have to be in position to make that generation behind us better. That's what our job is. Like Ira said, any good father would want to leave an inheritance to his children and his children's children. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
And I would say if you guys are in a position, 12 years combined experience in the insurance industry.
And real estate.
19 years in real estate, that's combined, you guys. That's 32 years plus of experience here. And we're coming from a place, I've sat with thousands of people, and I'm sure you've sat with thousands in real estate.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes we want to buy impulsively, emotionally, but we lack the logic behind it. You know, I want to get a house. Why? Because they say you need to own a house.
Yeah.
You know, I want to buy this nice car because it proves to me that I've made it, right? This is my toy for working so hard. But we don't think about the repercussions of those emotional decisions. And sometimes your 67-year-old version is going to pay the price for the 30-year-old version of you that's making decisions.
Say that one more time.
I said the 60 to 7-year-old version of you is going to be paying the price for the 30, 40-year-old version of you who's making decisions for your future self. So don't forget, you are making decisions for your future self. And if you want to get in contact with us, we open up offices around the country. We show you how to be successful in the financial industry so you can put yourself in a position to have a community. So reach out to us. We have a contact form at powerhousefinancial.us. Again, that is powerhousefinancial.us. And we're going to continue with the statistics here, you guys. A couple things that I want you to eat. The medium income household for the Latino community is $62,800. That means everyone in the house, the combined income is $62,800. They just did a survey in the U.S. To live in Chicago, just so that you can have a medium income household, needs to be $180,000.
That is a lot of money.
This is 1/3 of that income. Exactly. That means that you are, everyone in the house is scraping together to pay for rent, food, and way below the poverty line. So you're living in a very expensive city or state like Illinois, California. What else? New York?
Yep, absolutely. And then for the blacks, it's even lower than that. It's $52,860 for the median household income.
My God.
That is, that's pretty low. So it's like, well, how do we, Iris, how do we fix that?
Well, the first part is you got to believe that, especially the black and brown community are extremely talented.
Oh my God.
You know, you look at any African American in any sport, right? Woo, you rise up the ladder. You got the Michael Jordans. You got music. You got arts. The problem is that we're consumers. We're not the owners of the movie stations. We're not the owners of the radio stations. We're not the owners of the bookstores. We're not the owners of the restaurants. We know how to cook. We know how to dance. We know how to entertain. We know how to clean. But we don't know how to own. And the true testament of wealth is ownership.
Absolutely.
So you got to get in a space where you have the income and the credit and the connections. We're going to say it again.
The connections, income, credit, and connections.
Come on, baby.
To put your generation, to put your future, to propel the future, to bring that generational wealth to your household, to your community. Because if you don't have money, your kids don't have money. You lack the resources, which means
you can't own nothing.
You can't own nothing. So when you think about it, if you don't have resources, that equates to poverty. You're lacking.
And we forgot to give a shout out to somebody in the studio today. Go ahead, Auntie Faye.
We are giving a shout out to my little niece, Justice, for being in the studio.
I promised her that's my baby girl. She's 9. She'll be 10 August 15th, y'all. And she's going to be double digits, Faith.
Oh, my God.
And I think about just looking at her, I think, Jess has been wanting to be a doctor. I know Cameron's off to school.
Absolutely.
I know you're going through it right now.
Yes,
give some prayers out to Faith Washington, y'all. Her son, she's an empty nester this year.
Yes.
And, we've been friends since 2015. That's almost a 10-year journey, Faith.
Yes.
And I remember seeing Cameron, so handsome, such a good boy. Not a boy anymore.
I know he's a young man.
Got the little raspiness in the voice.
Yeah, 6'1", tall guy, just making decisions as a young man. And I've been so blessed to be able to put him in a position. His father and I have been able to put him in a position where he knows exactly what it means for generational wealth to be passed down and how to actually balance a checkbook, how to deposit into the ATM, how to he learns about life insurance, he learns about real estate, so all of these things that I know, I'm also passing down because I won't always be here. So when you think about it, little Justice, she's in here in the studio learning.
And you think, my parents out there, it's not too late to make a U-turn. I'm going to say it again. It's not too late to make a U-turn. I'm talking to my oldest. She's 17 now. And if you saw the picture,
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I got to hide these kids and lock the key, don't let them out. But I'll say this, your children are watching you. And even when you don't think they'll, that you can make an impact, you can. I'm having a conversation with my daughter. She'll be 18 next year.
Wow.
Had her at 17. I was a teen mom, y'all.
Yes.
And I'm talking to her. I said, baby, I wish somebody would have taught me about credit. I wish I understood the power of ownership as in my early 20s. I didn't learn that even being in the financial industry for so many years. You got to undo the poverty mindset.
You have to undo
You got to
poverty
undo
mindset.
it, but you got to acknowledge it. So we have a solution. There's 3 things that change your life.
And if you want to learn more about these strategies, go to powerhousefinancial.us, fill out that contact form, get in touch with us right away. There is no shame, okay? These mindsets have been passed down to us from generation to generation, and we are here to help. We will not make any judgment because we know what it means to come up in the poverty mindset. And we know how it feels. It doesn't feel good, does it, Iris?
No, it doesn't. It comes with shame, guilt. And I always tell even our coaches this. I said, don't give in to emotions that don't serve you.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that again. Somebody needs to hear this right now. Stop giving attention to emotions that don't serve you.
Amen.
It doesn't serve you to live in guilt. It doesn't serve you to live in regret. It doesn't serve you to stay there. Now you acknowledge it, you own it, you take ownership, you take accountability, and you say, okay, I live in the information world.
Absolutely.
I have access to information.
Absolutely.
I can go to a library. I can use Google. They give you free phones nowadays. You got access to government assistance. It wasn't meant to keep you down. It was meant to lift you up. It was supposed to be a bridge. And now it's been people stumbling block.
That's living on the system, but God never intended us just to live on the system. If you're not growing, you're dying. So today we're gonna put you in a growth mindset.
That's right.
Okay, so here's some solutions. Okay,
that's right. Solutions. Say the best. I'm solutions focused. I was just talking to me and my husband. Shout out to the hubby, right?
Yes,
and
that's right.
We are so much greater today, Faith, from when we first started,
Absolutely.
right? This is
I know y'all doing real good.
Listen,
yes,
it's a 6-year journey. I'm in love with my husband.
Yes,
I miss him.
Is.
50% of marriages are ending in divorce. I miss my spouse. The moment I leave him, I'm like, babe, I miss you. Sometimes we have to travel to our different offices. And it's a beautiful thing to honestly say, I love my spouse. I know communication was a big problem in the beginning.
Yeah.
But when Faith reads that the solutions that our company has offered, it's helped our marriage. It's helped me as a parent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it also helped me in real estate. So here's some solutions that we want you guys to focus on. Okay, so number 1, the books that you read.
The books that you read.
The books that you read. Pick up your Bible. Pick up the other books. There are also other books that help you personally develop and give you information. You couple that with the Bible to make sure
a Proverbs a day.
Yes.
Proverbs
away and keep poverty away.
Come on.
There you go.
There you go. No, that's funny. I don't know where you got that from, but I said that before too. She said a Proverbs a day will keep poverty away. The book of Proverbs is the best book on wisdom. Yes. Believers, don't just say you believe in God. The Bible says that faith without works is dead. So you gotta read the book and implement it. So don't say, don't tell your neighbor you ain't got it if you got it. That's Proverbs, right? Exactly. Not only would it make you laugh, it'll make you cry. It talks about them Jezebel spirits, talks about a nagging wife.
Yes,
I remember my husband said, read this right here, read this. I said, what you trying to get me to read? The nagging wife is worse than a woman, the trickle of, it sounds like sound of trickles of water on top of your rooftop. You ever heard water trickling, how annoying that is?
Yes.
And I said, I got the point, sir.
I got the point, sir. So
I got the point.
Iris has read the Proverbs. Proverbs a day keep poverty away, so she keeping her husband happy.
Yes.
Amen to that.
Then I would say a book club, and and the problem with an enslaved, oppressed mindset is that we think that reading, it was used against us, right? For so many ways. One, we couldn't learn how to read. You can teach slaves how to read because they were a threat if they did.
Yes.
Right? And then it was like, now you're in school and you had to read to get the good questions,
Absolutely.
the good answers and the questions right on the test. But today you read to be set free.
Absolutely.
Today you read to be set free.
And we're setting you free. You tuned into this broadcast and you are being set free as you listen right now.
Amen.
And the second solution that we want to talk about the places that you attend.
Come on now.
Okay?
Yes.
So every place ain't for your feet to step.
Ooh,
Okay?
say it one more time, please.
Every place ain't for your feet to set.
Okay.
To step. You can't just be walking. You a queen. You a king. You a representation of God.
Come on.
Okay, so when you think about Jesus and where he went,
that's right.
He wasn't going to all of these crazy places.
And let me say this, here's the rule of thumb. If you a better Christian than they are a sinner, walk into the room. But if they're greater sinners than you are a Christian, stay out of the room.
Exactly.
Because it's he who has the influence.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you right now, you spend your entire life in different places. Are those places cultivating you? Are they growing you? Are they challenging you? Or are they cuddling you and making you feel like everything's going to be all right? There's a difference between complacency and gratitude. We need to be grateful, but we got to stop being complacent.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you want a phenomenal group of successful, independent business owners to join, you need to fill out our contact form, powerhousefinancial.us. We are having a meeting in Oak Brook on Tuesday. Yes. Tuesday at what time, Iris?
Tuesday at 7 p.m. VIP seats. If you reach out to us and say, listen, these girls are in a position, we came from nothing to making multiple six figures. So now I'm excited about the real estate deals that Faith and I will be doing coming into 2025. Right? She's a real estate broker. We own in the block. We're going to teach you how to own
the block.
We're going to teach you how to be an owner.
Where to put your money.
Put your money where your mouth is.
And then, Iris, you know what? We got to talk fast because we only got 2 minutes left. But the third and final solution, what's the third and final solution?
The people you do life with. Oh, my Lord, Jesus have mercy. They say you are the average of 5 incomes around you. The 5 closest income.
The 5 closest people.
I remember when I did that, I said, I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to get rid of you.
So that means, think about the 5 people that you hang around the most. You add up all their income.
And you like, Lord.
And you divide it by 5. And you should be somewhere right
in the middle.
In the middle of that.
So if the people that are mentoring you, coaching you, you spend life with are all broke, y'all trying to rub 2
You're
going
to be the 6th broke person.
You're going to be the 6th broke person in the room. Like, it is true. Like, it is true. I remember telling our agency, I said, if you make less than $250,000 as an executive, you're broke.
Amen.
And we were the brokest in the room because I was like, you got to make $750 $1 million to be in this particular room.
Yes, amen.
And I want to be in those type of rooms where that's normal because the greater income you make, the greater impact you can have in our society.
And you can make a difference, and that's what we're about. We're about building
God's
the legacy
kingdom
that you deserve. Pouring back into the kingdom, helping each one teach one. That's
right.
The only way we're going to get out of this mess that was handed down to us from generation to generation. And you know what? Remember, you're born looking like your mother and father, but you die looking like your decisions. What are your decisions going to say about you?
Come on.
What are they going to say?
So powerful.
So we are going to be wrapping it up. Yes, we're going to be wrapping up. We only got 30 minutes on the air. And if you want to get your commercial, your music on the radio, you need to reach out to us at powerhousefinancial.us so we can collaborate and talk about what we can do together. Powerhousefinancial.us. Fill out that contact form and we will be in touch with you. We are providing solutions for the community. That's
Come on,
Iris. Powerhouse.
And let's help you get your power back.
Get your power back. Don't delay. Fill out that contact form today, okay? All right.
Rhyming today, honey.
I'm on the road. I'm excited about this. So we're gonna see you on Sunday at 6:30. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, you guys.